All right, we're going to go beyond the basics of our top 10 oils, and we're going to dive into the next in our series. The first one was just our foundation of oils, how they work, why they work, and which oils to use. The second is daily vitality, and that's what Christine was talking about. She was talking about how by taking the supplements and by supporting her body nutritionally, she was literally experiencing something different and able to enjoy her vacation more. Thank you, Christine, for sharing that. My story with this vitality piece is in my teens, my 20s, and even my 30s, I would be classified as fairly ill. My body, people around me would just say, she just has a fragile body. And when I went to doctors and specialists, they would say, oh, you're so interesting, and there's nothing we can really do to help you. When things get super bad, we could give you chemotherapy, we could give you drugs to shut your reproductive system down, or we could take out an organ or two, like the spleen or the uterus. And none of those were really appealing, and none of those offered me hope that things could truly get better. I did take a lot of supplements. I went to various doctors. I did a lot of research on my own, and I found things that were supposed to help you. And I'm assuming that they did help to some degree. And I didn't feel different when I took them, except for one, which is a B vitamin supplement. And when I was introduced to doTERRA, I started, like many of you, with essential oils. It was something new to me, and I felt an immediate change. And so I was like, wow, what is this stuff? And then as I continued to increase my education and look at what doTERRA had to offer and why they offered it, I saw that they had a line of supplements. And I already had a medicine cabinet full. So I waited a while. And then as I did more research with what I'm going to share with you today, I decided to switch over. What happened was that I noticed a difference for the first time, just like Christine shared at the beginning. I noticed more energy, and for me, more brain clarity. And when I've talked to friends and other people who have also shifted into using these supplements, they have said that their particular body challenges, they noticed a difference in. Some, it was better rest at bedtime. Some, it was less pain in their joints. Others, it was their mood improved, their energy improved. And some, like me, it was my ability to think clearly and focus. And the people around me noticed a difference too. So that's exciting. And that's why I'm thrilled to be able to share this information with you now and invite you to use it, to take the next step and take action so you can experience this daily vitality as well. Let's look at it. Now, our body is made up of cells and neurotransmitters and a whole bunch of chemistry and amino acids and building blocks that all work together in this profoundly fascinating and complex way to do all the functions that our body does and we take for granted so often. It's not until one of our systems or one of our body groups starts to give us a challenge, whether it's our skin or, for me, I had experienced infertility, and all of a sudden I was faced with the recognition that it doesn't just happen. And I got to dive deeper into what our reproductive system looks like and all the little things that have to happen to get that little egg and sperm to meet together and be healthy and go into a healthy uterus and create a healthy baby. And as I learned that and gave my body what it needed and my husband's body what it needed, we were able to overcome that challenge and have two beautiful, amazing children. So our systems are complex, and when we support them, they function in ways that we don't have to understand completely. So our lifestyle, what we do and what we put in, impacts our wellness. And when we've used essential oils, and I'm assuming if you're here that you've had some great experiences with oils, we can sometimes have the mistaken belief that, well, there's an oil for that. I know you've heard that before. And there truly are oils to help with all sorts of things. But one thing I heard Emily Wright say a few years back that stuck with me was essential oils are chemistry. And chemistry works in our body and interacts with our body chemistry. And our cells are physical structures that need nutrients. And if our cells don't have the nutrients they need, then when the chemistry is inviting them to do what they were designed to do, they just don't have the resources or the capacity to do it. So supplementing and supporting our body nutritionally and giving our cells what they need, and then triggering things with the chemistry of the oils combined together to make a much bigger impact than either one alone. A couple of things we're going to look at right now are nutrient intake, metabolizing with enzymes, which is what Christine was referring to with being able to digest foods that maybe her body was less familiar with. Cleaning out the waste and releasing toxins, and we'll be diving further into that next week as well, and having healthy intestinal flora. There's so much I want to say about all this because these things revolutionized my life. And I went from being someone who in my early 30s was too depleted, exhausted, and my body not working well enough to pick up my 2-year-old daughter and put her in the car. That's how sick I was. And I was not well enough to be able to work outside the home. I barely functioned in the home. And if you've ever felt that way and felt like there was no way through it, I'm here to share that there is hope and that things can change and that our bodies are far more resilient than we give them credit for or that we've ever been led to believe. All right, let's move on down. Nutrient intake. All right, so there's 2 ways that doTERRA offers this. One is the daily nutrient pack with the Z omegas and the VMZ. Now these 2 are designed for every body, literally. My 12-year-old daughter takes these. Pregnant women can take these. Elderly people can take these. A friend of mine, her mom was in hospice and dealing with chemotherapy. I guess it was probably the chemo and then later on hospice. And she took these supplements to her doctor and said, is it okay for my mom to take these? And the doctor was like, wow, no, this is great. Go ahead and give it to her. And it supported her through those really difficult seasons. We're going to dive a little more into what's in there, but you can know that this is a safe supplement for anyone, including breastfeeding moms. We get that question too. The Lifelong Vitality Pack is the 3-pack below, and that one has alpha CRS, Z omega, and the VMZ. And the alpha CRS is, and we'll dive a little further, is cellular repair system. So this is designed for those of us whose bodies have had stresses, and that's pretty much most of us. And it really has some targeted support to really benefit our cells. All right, let's talk a little bit about these 2. Hello, hello, and welcome. Let's see who's here with us. Hi, Doris. Welcome. I'm going to just keep on sharing and feel free to comment in the chat box as we go along. Let me open my chat box. Okay. All right. So the daily nutrient pack includes these 2. And like I said, it's for nutrition, wellness, and vitality. And I'm going to dive a little more into them. And this one has the alpha CRS, the lifelong vitality. Now, let's talk a little bit about the daily nutrients that our bodies need. Now, what's really fascinating to me is that the younger generation, a lot of times when we're young, we feel like we don't need supplements. I eat healthy, my body's working well for me, I'm doing what I need, and we don't need any extra. As we get older, we start to realize that our body could use some support. However, things have changed in our world, and there's a study in the shared in the New York Times about the fact that our food, the apples that we have, the broccoli, even if they're grown organically with great nutrients, even if you grew them in your backyard, are different than the fruits and vegetables that were grown 50 to 100 years ago. The soil's different. The fruits and vegetables have been genetically bred for specific things like good shelf life or a beautiful exterior. And because of that, they have lost phytonutrients, plant nutrients that our bodies need and were designed for. Those apples from 100 years ago, when they studied the actual like nutrition, had 100 times more phytonutrients than any of the apples on the market today. So even if we're eating really well, we're not getting the same things our bodies were designed for. And in 100 years, our genetics don't change enough to keep up with that change. So we come into this world depleted. And as I shared at the beginning with my infertility struggles, when I studied this, I learned a lot about healthy eggs and healthy sperms and how our nutrition and the wellness in our body creates either a healthy egg or a not so healthy egg. And so generation to generation, our children, which you may see in the world around you, are facing at earlier and earlier and younger ages challenges that maybe were for middle age a decade or a generation ago. And so we need healthy support for our next generation and for ourselves. Okay, lots of studies show that everybody does need the supplementation. Now, in the past, I actually met with someone, I did a wellness consult a while back, and she had this bottle of a vitamin that you could get at Costco on her counter where you take one per day and it's a solid little tablet. And the reality is what we've learned over the past 20, 30 years is that these are poor quality. They may have the nutrients in them, but they are in mineral chemical form, and our bodies tend to reject almost all of it. So they call it really expensive urine. The second thing that happened is in the 80s, we decided, like, let's supersize it. We need more. And this is what my medicine cabinet looked like. Because I had health issues, I was just giving my body everything I could throw at it, which, you know, seems like a really good idea, but our body still has to process all that. And too much of a good thing, as I tell my kids about candy and soda and TV and everything else, is a bad thing. So we want to look at something that is balanced, and that's what doTERRA has sought and created in these lifelong vitality packs. This is our average diet of how much we get of the different supplements, the different nutrients that our bodies need. And this is what the common multivitamin does. So we get a little more A, we get some more manganese and some more iron and some more folate, but there's still quite a few that we're not getting what we need. Then here's what happens when we try to like powerhouse our bodies. And for a while, this can actually, I'm gonna just say, be beneficial because we are so depleted that we need more. But by slowly and steadily giving our bodies what we need instead of fire hosing them, we're going to have a much better ability to assimilate and to use the nutrients. And that's why doTERRA supplements go right in here to really try and target the best focused amount. All right, so let's talk about what each one does. The Microplex VMZ helps with our metabolism and our cellular energy by giving our cells those nutrients they need. They have our antioxidants in them. They have 22 essential vitamins and minerals. And you can go on doTERRA's website and look at exactly the amounts. And one thing I want you to keep in mind is that they call it a food nutrient complex for a reason. It is not a chemical or just mineral thing that's packed into a little powder. They create these supplements these phytonutrients in a food-based matrix. And what that does is it puts it in a form that is known as bioavailable to our body. So when we take it in, our body says, oh, food nutrients, I know what to do with these, instead of like, oh, what this iron stuff doing in my body, right? So it's the format that it's given in our body that makes it really able to be used. I was speaking with a woman on Wednesday, and she had started probably 2 months back taking these supplements, and she said, I notice my skin, my nails are so much, they feel stronger. I feel more focused and energized. And she noticed that this was impacting her body in a positive way, because she was getting the things that her body wasn't getting before. Now, the essential oil omega complex, the Z omega, is amazing. It comes in little soft gels, and it is the fish oils, the land-based omega fatty acids. These are oils that are not essential oils, but they're essential. They work to help our cardiovascular system function well, and our joints and our brains. So this one I just absolutely adore. And anyone who struggles with focus, who struggles with brain function or joints, or where they are at risk for heart challenges, you'll find that even your doctors will recommend essential fatty acids. And that's what's in here, along with astaxanthin. Go ahead and Google astaxanthin. It's an amazing red-green algae that has been researched over probably the past 15 years. Amazing benefits for our health. Welcome. Now, this also has essential oils in it, and it's a blend of oils, including frankincense, which is amazing for cellular health function, brain health function, cardiovascular system, our central nervous system. It's just so good. Dr. Hill's like, everybody needs frankincense every day, so they make it easy by putting it right in our supplement. And it has what they call a tummy tamer blend, so it helps our body process and receive our supplements without as much of the digestive upset that some supplements can give. Okay, Alpha CRS, and then let me just see who's joined us. Hi, Carolyn. Good to see you. All right, Alpha CRS is the third of the pack, and I did have a gal, and she's a good friend. She was actually a student I taught in 5th grade, and now she's an amazing grown-up. And she had health issues with her thyroid that were really significantly impacting her life. And she's done a lot of things in her diet and exercise and lifestyle to support that, and made huge strides. And she was taking the 2 supplements. And I remember her saying at one point that when she added the Alpha CRS, it just brought it to a whole new level, and she really felt the difference. This one is designed with nutrients that really target our cell function to help it be healthier. Helps with that mental clarity, which I am so grateful for. And this one also has some of the tummy tamer blend in it. So really useful tool, and I take this one all the time because I know that it makes a difference, in my own life. All right, we're going to keep going here. Some people do find, and I'm going to go back to this, when we take these supplements, I always recommend starting out with just one of each to give your body a chance to recognize what it is and assimilate before we go like giving our body a whole bunch. And then to take a second one in the afternoon, maybe a couple days or a week later. And then you can move up to 3. And the normal recommended dose is 2 of each, 2 of each twice a day. Once in the morning, once in early afternoon. This one can be very energizing. It has resveratrol in it. It has great things that help us with focus and energy. And it's not a stimulant. I'll say that. It's not, it doesn't have caffeine and that kind of thing in it. But you may not want to take it too close to bedtime. Some people are more sensitive than others. So be mindful of when you're giving your body these nutrients, because they do activate in our systems. Occasionally people have a little bit of digestive like speed, I think is a good way to put it, when they put this in their system, especially if they're taking too much of it right away. So scale back on it or pull it out. And want to drop into this one. I often tell people if they feel that the alpha CRS is just too powerful for their digestive system, to switch to the deep blue polyphenol complex. This is newer. So if you started on Lifelong Vitality, like my friend Gwen did, who said it was the icing on the cake when I asked her about how she was liking her oils, if that's the case, then you're going to want to switch over here to the deep blue polys. I'm sorry, lost my train of thought for a second. If you started back then, this didn't exist. It does now. It's amazing. This is designed to support, it's called deep blue not because it has deep blue oils in it, but it is designed to do similar things and work synergistically with the deep blue oil blend to support our joints and our muscles. When my mom injured her hip, this was so good because she's allergic to all of the drugs they would give you, all of the pain medicines, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And she took this instead, and it made a huge difference to her comfort as she was recovering from that. When I am just aching at the end of a long, busy day, I find that this helps me rest better at night. You can take it consistently like your supplements, and if you have an injury like my mom did, you can take it like 3 times a day for a targeted support for your body. And it includes these things that are high antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. So it gives the body a chance to clear out the bad stuff, the oxidative stress, and to reduce the inflammation and that inflammatory response that is normal and healthy when we have an injury, but that over our lifetimes, we can wind up where we're in a constant state of inflammatory stress. And this can help our body dial it back, which is a beautiful thing. All right, let's move on. I said that we were going to talk about putting in the good nutrition, but in order for that good nutrition to really be utilized, we need to support this whole system. And enzymes, as Christine so beautifully shared, and no, we did not plan her to say what she said at the beginning. The enzymes really help us break down and metabolize our nutrients. A really fun thing to do is to take what I'll share in a sec, the Terrazyme, and open it up and put it in some oatmeal and just watch what happens. Digestive enzymes are things that our bodies create and have. And as we get older, our bodies don't create more of it. So I remember my Nana when she was in her like 80s, she was like, oh, I can't eat lettuce anymore. Like my body will not process it. And I'm curious if she had known about digestive enzymes, if maybe it would have been possible for her to still enjoy the salads and get the nutrition she wanted, because she would have the digestive support of these enzymes. So you can take these with your supplements morning and evening. You can take them with each meal. And I have seen and heard so many stories of people who had significant digestive issues and brain fog issues, and just where our body feels toxic and sluggish, where this supplement made a huge difference because it allowed the body to break down the foods more effectively, to access the nutrients, and to clear out the junk in a more effective manner, where we don't wind up having that fermentation in our gut or the other issues that we might struggle with. Okay, Now, we also need to clear our waste and toxins. And no matter how clean your diet, no matter how well you take care of yourself, if you go in a sauna, if you do cleanses, our bodies are constantly experiencing toxins from our environment, from foods, even from the chemistry of our emotional reactions in our body and our normal body functions. So we want to support our body to be able to effectively clear out the toxins from our cells and from our larger system. So let's look at some of the supports that we have for this. So GX Assist, this one is a powerhouse, and this is not one to take every day. This is one that you take when you're doing a detoxing cleanse, and we'll be going more over that next time when we talk about healthy weight management and healthy metabolism. This one you would take for about 10 days, and I think there's 60 of them in there. So there's enough that you can do this cleanse multiple times over a year or two. You don't need to purchase this often, but it's fabulous to have. And the blend of essential oils really goes in and helps in the digestive system to get rid of bad stuff. I'm just going to put it that way. Like, you can talk about pathogens, we can talk about dysbiosis and gut bacteria that's like imbalanced in a way where we're experiencing lots of different digestive issues, and this goes in and helps clear it out. It's very potent and powerful, and I find that I need to take less than the recommended amount. Actually, when I'm doing this, I take one every other day. And how you'll know how much to take of this during that 10-day period is you're going to pay attention to what your body's telling you. If your body is starting to feel icky, like you've got the flu, nauseous, joint pain, fatigued, then your body is detoxing, and the die-off of the bad stuff is releasing chemistry and toxins that are just more than your body's able to process easily. And so dial it back to just that one. Give yourself an Epsom salt bath. Drink lots of water to assist your body in cleaning out the bad stuff. Okay, it's still going to be effective. And in the past, I know when I did cleanses in the probably 90s and early 2000s, they were like, oh, it's good, you're going to feel like crap for 4 days and then you'll feel amazing. And while that's true, what we found is that the process of offloading all those toxins so quickly and intensely actually is a stressor on our body. And stress is not great for our bodies. So go slow, and you can do this multiple times. And again, we'll go more over this next time. This is one of my favorite things. Now we're going to skip the Zendocrine complex up on the right. It is an amazing support of nutrients that help the liver, like just clean house, like a chimney sweep kind of would clean out the chimney. But doTERRA is struggling and working hard to find a place where they're going to be able to process exactly what they want in this effectively with a quality that they insist upon. And so right now we can't get it, and that's okay because we have all these other tools. The Zendocrine detoxification blend, this is one of my favorite oil blends. You'll hear me talk about it lots of times because it is a blend of oils that specifically supports our organs of elimination. And our organs of elimination are our liver, our gallbladder, our kidneys, flushing out all the toxins, breaking things down. They work hard all the time. When we're on medications, when we are in toxic environments. I met with someone the other day who had lived 5 years in an apartment with black mold. She was experiencing really severe neurological and physical challenges from it. Our bodies from the outside can really have a lot of stressors put on them, and our diet. I have a glass of wine, that's going to be harder on my liver. And so this blend is really supportive to help our system do what it does more and more effectively. So you can swipe it across your liver, which is just below, I'm going to show you down here, the right-hand side, right where your ribs kind of wrap there. You can put it on your low back where your kidneys are. You can put a drop in your mouth if you don't mind that so much. I don't. You can add it to your water and drink it. And it comes in a soft gel form as well. And you can just take it like a supplement. Some people use this just during a cleansing season. I like to use this almost all the time because I know that my liver and my kidneys work extra hard, and because of my body system, they need extra love and support. So this is one of my favorite things. Let's see, we have a little comment in our chat room. Oh, Carolyn's saying she loves the Zendocrine too. Fabulous. I know, it's one of my favorite things. Lemon and citrus is a fantastic way to support our body system clearing out the toxins. I cannot tell you how many stories I have of people just drinking water in the morning from glass with 1 drop of lemon and really experiencing significant difference in their body. And that's why I'm gonna hammer it home every time I talk with you guys. Doing a little bit is a lot. And if you can anchor it to a habit, keep the lemon right by your, kitchen sink where you fill up your water and put a drop in every time you drink, you will be supporting your bodies and you will see a difference. 2 quick stories. One was a friend whose hands and feet swell in the summer when she's walking around because her body just struggles with that. She added that lemon to her water just as a nice, good, supportive daily habit, and found that when she did that, she experienced much less of that swelling. Another family member who dealt with a condition where uric acid crystals build up in the bloodstream, and that's painful in the joints. It's called gout. He started putting a drop of lemon in his water and experiencing a real benefit where those crystals were not building up, where they were dissolving. It was really remarkable. Something that we feel like we need to live with, or there's not a really great answer. Something as simple as a drop of lemon in your water can make a difference. All right. We're going to go more into this cleanse and restore stuff next week when we talk about healthy weight. And we're going to jump to probiotics, last little piece here. Where this helps support and replenish our intestinal flora. Now, particularly, more and more, if you Google like gut health, you will see that research is showing that our gut and our brain are really closely tied, and the health of our gut impacts the functioning of our brain. There is more serotonin being created in our gut than in our brain. And serotonin is that happy neurotransmitter that helps us feel like everything's going to be okay, is kind of how I put it. So taking care of our gut and giving the healthy, happy biotics really help create a system that's in balance. And when we don't have that, and even when we cleanse maybe too harshly, we're creating like a power vacuum in there where the negative bad bacterias and things like that, candida, the fungus, all of that can grow more quickly, and you wind up with a bigger problem. So probiotics are super important, especially when we're taking things like antibiotics for health issues, because that's going to impact the positive bacteria in our gut as well. So doTERRA has a really good probiotic. It's called PB Assist. And one beautiful thing about it is that it is a double pill. I wish there was a picture of it there, where part of it breaks open in the upper part of our digestive system. So if I scroll back here, like in the stomach and going into the small intestines, and the other part is a harder shell. And so it only opens when it gets down to the lower intestinal tract, where we really need added support. And most probiotics that we take or that are on the market it doesn't make it down there because the acid in our stomach tends to destroy more of them. So some really cool things about the way they designed that. These, giving our cells the healthy things they need, supporting them with this nutritional foundation really does produce vitality. People who see me today know that my body, and that knew me long ago, know that my body's different. I have more energy now, even after some significant years of struggle than I did when I was in my 20s. And that's because I've learned the things that my body needs and been able to give it to them. So I'm here to share that hope with you and invite you to please give it a try. Now, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, I'm just gonna scroll back up to that picture, that second one down there. Both of them are packaged together, and I'll show you. They also come in like a little daily thing where you can have, like, this is great for when you're going on vacation like Christine, where you have just the Z Omega and the other two, oops, there we go. And I can just stick these in my purse, and when I'm out on the go or when I'm on vacation, I can use them. But these are designed and priced so that members who are wholesale customers get it for a much lower price than what you could buy these same nutrients for in the stores with their markup and everything. doTERRA really keeps their profit on this super low so that we can all have access to it. Now, most people who are my size or just average size, we may not need the full dose. So that's 4 of each in a day. So some people just take 2 of each a day and they feel really good benefit from it. And if that's you, that means this supplement pack will last you 2 months. And it's $79 or so on loyalty rewards. If you bought those supplements separately, they would be well over $100, closer to $200. And I'll have to find that slide that shows when you go to the store how much it is, because it's remarkable what a savings we get from it. Plus, in the Loyalty Rewards program, when you order your supplements through it, you actually get points back because it's over 50 pp. So you're going to start earning points. Now, I just want to share that with you. In the next half hour or so, I'm going to share some doTERRA business basics. And whether you are a sharer, a customer, or building a doTERRA business, I invite you to, if you have time, tune in because you'll learn some lingo and you'll learn some basics about this loyalty reward program that will help you maximize the benefits and the free product that you're able to get. So if you, like me, have a family that loves helichrysum, sandalwood, and frankincense, which are 3 of the most expensive oils, you will love the Loyalty Rewards program because I don't like paying $80 for an essential oil blend. So I save my points and I get it for free. So this is a really fabulous thing that doTERRA offers, and a wholesale customer can access this and take advantage of it. We'll share more about that in a minute. Yeah, starting to get your oils for free every month. There's 2 ways to do that. One is by racking up loyalty rewards points, and the second way is sharing some with your friends. Now, here's the deal about sharing with friends. You do not have to run a doTERRA business. You can refer your friends to the person who shared oils with you, or you can learn how to just upgrade to a wellness advocate and learn the basics of how to enroll your friends and help them get connected to our group. And you can be earning 20% back for the first few months on their orders, and then a little bit every month from then on out. We'll talk more about that in our business training. It doesn't require a lot from you, and your friends will thank you, I promise. All right. Here's a little bit, and this is that fast start, that 20% back, and some other ways that you can earn money with doTERRA. We're not going to go deeply into this now. I just want to make you aware that that possibility is out there. When I first started with doTERRA, I was a customer and I wanted nothing to do with any of this because I was barely holding my life together. But as I started to experience wellness, that hope, that help, and that empowerment that I mentioned at the beginning, I was like, it's not going to be okay if I don't share this with my friends. They need to know about this because they're struggling too. And so I was able to shift once I had that empowerment in my own life. So thank you for tuning in on this. Our next class is going to be about weight control and helping our body metabolism function at its most effective. You'll learn a ton of things there.